What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have two different things to do. So the first one is that we have a new shift knob for the car, because obviously it's stick shift. So that's number one. The second is getting some new turn signal lights on here. Obviously not major upgrades to it by any means, but for sure just some cosmetic things to just make it look nicer overall. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Alright, so we have them hidden back here, okay? Hidden. So first thing is obviously this carbon fiber shift knob. We'll have links in the description below on where we got them. We got them both. If I can get to it, if it keeps sliding. We got them both off of Amazon. Technically you could buy it off an actual website, but both of these came off Amazon. I'm hoping that the turn signals actually work the way that they're supposed to. And if it's the case, y'all will see that here in a second, okay? So I did already test this out. I got it broken loose, and so did my wife. So we're just gonna slowly turn this just like that. There is a spring underneath here, guys, so be careful when you're just taking it out to make sure that the spring doesn't come flying off with it. And from what I've heard, you're supposed to, when it goes to put it back on, you're supposed to turn it down 5 times, and then you gotta make sure that the reverse still works. So off with this one, on with this one, but first we're gonna go through and find out which screw actually works for this, because we have 4 different ones that can work. So I assume it's gonna go up here, and then it's gonna screw down on here. So let me find out which one of these actually screws on to this. Did I get that right? Try it first time. That right there, I assume there's no instruction book at all with this. So I'm gonna go based off assumption on how this is supposed to go in here, and pray like crazy that this is actually the right way. And there's no real good way to actually tighten it in. So hopefully it'll tighten in this way. So now we gotta, that's definitely too tight. You gotta make sure that the reverse can still work. So we're gonna turn this on real fast and confirm for a fact that the reverse is still gonna work on this thing. Nope. Alright, so we're gonna let off of it a little bit more. There it is. Should be like right in there, which is kind of sad. I guess that's the reason why you don't buy things all the time off of Amazon. Maybe you don't always, huh? I guess that's about where it's gonna go. They say it's supposed to be 5 turns down on the thing for it to actually work, but that's still super loose. Well, this may be a bust. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll go off of that right now. We'll move on to the next one. Hopefully we get a better result out of the next one. So you're gonna push your mirror all the way in like this. You have 2 different pieces on this side and this side. I don't know if you can get in there and see it, but you have 2 different pieces in there that you gotta pop down to get this to pop off backwards. And you also have 2 on the bottom that have to sit there and pop out also in order for this whole entire cap to come off. And then once we get to that point, I'll show you how the rest of it goes. Without trying to break anything. So there's the first part. Second part's the light. This part is actually super simple too. I was just in there doing this, and then you're supposed to come over here and kind of like, without breaking that part off. No, it was easy the other night, I should say. There it goes. So you have this little piece right here that clips back here, and you have this part on this side that pushes in over here. And then this part is just as simple as taking this, wiggling it out. There's your light. That part we're going to stick over here for right now. We're going to pull the light out. Hopefully we don't have to reuse that right now. So I'm going to No, I'm not gonna just drop it in there, never mind. I was about to literally just drop it in there, but then I was, if anything happened, I'd have to fish that thing back out. Alright, so we're going off the side of which way we're sitting here. So this side has it where it angles out right here. Match that up with this side over here. We're gonna put it back in like that. So pray. I don't know if these have to go in a certain way. I really don't. I'm gonna go based off of how this thing looks. The red's on the bottom, so I'm gonna put red on the bottom. And hopefully this just slides right into place. It did. Cool. Alright, so we're just gonna tuck that back up in there for right now. And alright. That's more snug in there. Alright. This part. Yep, there it goes. Hopefully this side be a little bit easier. Yep. Alright, cool. Hope these turn out really nice. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be kind of sad if they don't. But it is what it is if they don't. Move on to the next things. There it goes. Heard that time. Alright. Again, I'm not going to do anything yet. We're going to turn it on real fast. And we're going to double check and verify that everything works. So yes, we're going to leave the caps off. Alright. Ready? They work?
Oh yeah, babe.
If only we can get some headlights that kind of do the same exact thing, and they sit there and do all. Alrighty guys, we are finally done. Everything's put back together, at least on the light side part. So definitely a 10 out of 10 on these. I love them, how they turned out. Not exactly the best fitment per se. Don't mind the mess of the mirror. It hasn't been cleaned off in a long time. I really like how that turned out. It turned out amazing. So that's a plus on that. Definitely got to get this car a bath. Holy crap. Bath, scrub it all down, everything. Holy crap. Anyways, so I will say that the shift knob is kind of like a bust. And if that's the case, then I may say screw it real fast, go to AutoZone, buy myself a different one. My wife is currently in the process of trying to find our other shift knob that we got when we first bought this car, and if she can find that, we'll show it to you guys, and hopefully maybe put that one on, see how that one looks compared to the one we have. Alrighty guys, upon further review, if I could talk, we're not going to use that 6 shift knob right now. As cool as it is, and as much as I like it, we're not using it because the fact that it's too loose. There you go, that's the word. Too loose for me to actually use or drive with. Otherwise it messes up and everything else. So we're not going to use that one. We're going to try to find, we're going to try to go to a parts store real fast and see if we can find a different one that will work. So we put the factory on again. Alright guys, we did get to AutoZone. We bought one kind of like the last one, but a little bit different in the end zone. Once I actually get it out, I'll actually kind of show you the difference of them, hopefully. But first off, we got to get this out. Alright, so we finally got the thing loose. Apparently you literally had to just break the entire box completely apart. So maybe we'll be able to return this, maybe not. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to be able to now, but oh well. It is what it is. At least this thing gives you instructions and stuff. The other one's just like, here you go, have fun. Look, how to install shift knob. Are we going to pay attention to that? Not at all. I'm joking, we are. We are. Alright, so we have shift knob, we have inner collar, set screws. Okay, so we got 3 different set screws. That's the reason why you have Allen wrench. You have a sleeve, lower collar, and then the gear stick shift part. Okay. Alrighty guys, update for you. We've been fighting this thing. Apparently we're just not the smartest when it comes to this thing, because we've been fighting this for about 30 minutes or so just in the car, and we've determined that we're just going to try not to have any of these little set screws in here, and we're just going to try to work it like that, because they gave us 4 different screws to have, but they keep getting stripped out. So I don't know if anyone else has this luck when they're doing this. We were trying to tighten them all down like evenly as best we could, but the tighter we were trying to get them, to get this little shift knob thing to go over it. They just kept on wanting to strip out. So we're gonna try this without. Well, don't think that was supposed to happen. Well guys, current situation is nothing's stuck on there. All the set screws are messing up. It doesn't want to come off. And so we're trying to figure out a way to get this thing off. We might end up going in there to AutoZone buying us a pair of pliers or something to actually get the rest of the way off. Okay. Alright guys, sadly that all this is not working out in our favor, obviously. So it is what it is. Once I can find a way to get this little part off, we're going to put this back on because it's only like 9 o'clock already, I think.
I want to go home.
I'm trying to, buddy. There it goes. No, it didn't.
I think I'm going to puke.
Well, what an eventful night this turned into be, guys. My oldest getting sick in the car. Back here, viewer discretion is advised. And this little knob thing is like refusing to come off. And it's going on 9 o'clock. Alright guys, finally came off. It finally came off. Goodness gracious. Now I can put this back on and get everything else behind us taken care of and we can head on home. Alrighty guys, we're gonna finish cleaning up the mess back here in the back of the car and then we're gonna head on home. It's gonna end for this video. Hopefully we can either order something in for this shift knob or figure something else out for it. Obviously the 2 different ones we just bought were bust, so maybe it's just the fact I gotta buy a lot better quality one, I guess. I'm not sure. Either way, at least that knob is back on so we can at least get back home. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any tips on a stick shift or any shift knobs for me for the car, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, y'all are best when we're out. Bye.